Alrighty, I think we're good to go. This thing's working now. So we're going to start with the first JV map. Ilios. So if you've watched enough of my VOD reviews, the first thing I'm looking at before you even come out of the spawn is what heroes do we have. So, Hog, Tracer, Sojourn, Kiriko, Mercy. Interesting. Honestly, pretty solid meta pick. On our side, Ramatra, Mercy, Sojourn, Cassidy, Lucio. So, Lucio's fun to play on this one, and he's kind of meta, but he doesn't really fit the comp that we've got here. We've got 3 long-range characters being supported by a short-range healer. Let's see. A little... Okay. Some playing on there. Okay. One thing I actually want to point out real quick. I want to back up like 20 seconds. Look at the rollout of these two teams. So, for Reddit Lucio, came out this way. This is very boopable. Any Pharah who's worth their salt can actually get like super rocket boosted up in the air and just poke it right over the top and drop a concussion blast basically just in front of where that Mercy is right now and boop anyone and everyone off. I've seen several like just tragic multiplayer boops because they tried coming out this way. It's overall not safe, and it gives you access to the point, and the point is what caps and ticks, but your control of the high ground also controls the fight in general, particularly the fight on point. Because if we get out here, this gives you optimal ability to shoot down, and you can kind of just back up and take cover and take an alternate angle at things. So there's... With this one, if the team's going to brawl it out on the point, that's fine. But with the poke-heavy comp with Cassidy, Sojourn, and Ramatra, coming up here to this high ground, kind of what this team did, it's going to work really well, particularly for their Sojourn. Maybe the Roadhog and Kiriko, not so much their Tracer or Mercy. That's why Tracer's off here doing her thing. Getting some poke, back poke. Here a little, there a little. Here comes Roadhog, and there goes Mercy. So, I'm just going to slow this down just a little bit so I can talk over it easier while it's going instead of pausing as much. But when you see that Roadhog move, he's woof size. You got to call out Hog going left, Hog going right, whatever it's going to be. And so, keeping track of where the big guy is. Even though they beat us, I love what this team is doing. They flipped the point, they got the team wipe, and they're shuffling. So, real quick freeze. They're also taking some really good positions. Sojourn's up here on the high ground, getting pocketed by a Mercy. That Mercy can also heal the Roadhog and the Kiriko. And the Kiriko can support all them. Can't support the Sojourn through that wall very easy, but accessible. Tracer here has to be careful. Tracer is asking to get picked off if the team comes this way. We can see through walls and see that they're not, but just keep a heads up on that. Uh-oh. I'm just going to follow this real quick. This is very high risk, high reward. Because... Hi. Hello there. Now watch what happens. One Tracer has pulled the gravity of four of our players over to one side. A lot of the Tracer game is don't die, which means don't let her get close to you to get those melee range pistol headshots. Oof. So our Sojourn got picked because, and sure enough, look, there's up there. But that counter high ground, good positioning, solid. Didn't stop the res, but still got solid position. Just don't. Now this is one where you don't want to. This one where you don't want to stay in the same spot for too long. It's a good spot, but if you stay there, they're going to figure out, oh yeah, just shoot him in the window. And it makes it easier to pick off. But live to junk another day. This is also a really good hallway for Junkrat. People like to try to chase kills in there, but you gotta remember, never chase Junkrat into a hallway. Okay. Tracer players or hopeful Tracer players, don't hold on to your pulse too long. Find a good target and let it fly. Especially while you're learning, you're going to miss a solid, I would say 2/3 of them. They won't stick. And while you're doing that, you want to try to find like big clumps of players, either where they either where they are or where they're going to be. But you just got to go for it. A lot of times Tracers will hold on to Pulse Bomb too long to try to get that special 2, 3, 4K. If nothing else, if you force out an ability, because the speed that she gets Pulse Bomb, it may as well just be like 40-second cooldown. Now here's where you gotta be mindful of the clock. 94, 95, 96, 97. You got to touch. Okay, we got someone to touch. Ideally, that first person in, you want that to be the tank. And by the time that we finally got there, our supports have been picked off. That would actually be the spot where instead of going Lucio, instead of going Ana, you want to go back to Lucio. Lucio's going to give you the speed to get back faster. Other support options. So first off is Lucio. Next one is Moira. Those are really your two leading candidates for speed candidates. Kiriko being another one. She's not super fast, but her little swift step will help out. Same with Mercy. Mercy can glide back. But in all reality, if you're looking for speed and stall, you should have Lucio and Moira. If you're already playing that flex support role, go Lucio. If you're playing that main support role, like an Ana or a BAP, go Moira. Her little fade jump will help out quite a bit. So yeah, that one didn't go very well. Overall, low healing, low damage, and minimal point presence. A lot of it is just not so much like shooting, aiming, get good, but just the mechanics of getting from the spawn to the point and fighting near the point. Not all the fighting will be on the point, but definitely near it. So similarly with our rollout, this map of all the maps, or actually I'm going to pause it real quick, has, I would say, 5 different loadout points that you can keep in mind both for your character or the whole team. If you're going in one giant bio ball, a lot of teams like to run up through the main archway, through this gap closest to the cliff side is what I'll call it, and then onto the point. Problem is, this is a giant projectile death trap. Any Genji, Pharah, Junkrat, Hanzo with their salt can line up a shot pretty much from here, blink, and catch someone on the dome and turn it into a 5v4. Unless you are a tank or directly behind an intentional tank, hey, we're going to make a big push this way, don't go this way. Some flanker DPS like to come through this way, and honestly it's quite ideal unless you know you've got a Junkrat. For your Ashes and your Widowmakers, Echoes and Pharahs even, Junkrats, this high ground overlooking the point is prime real estate. It's very hard to actually hit a character up here. It's very easy to support a character. Your ability to deal damage on the point is somewhat limited. These corners make it a little bit harder, but this is a good spot to be. Likewise, if you've got vertical mobility, a lot of Widowmakers, they will come up and they will grapple this back ledge, and they'll come up. And if you've ever been a Widowmaker up here, you can see so much. It's a great spot to snipe from. Same thing with this wall, either the big wall or the little wall next to it. An oft-forgotten piece of geometry over here is the semi-ruined tower. Again, for vertically mobile characters, there's a lot of opportunity. Other fun fact, you're going to want to try this in a custom map, or in a map where you're feeling brave. You can actually walk up these blocks, so Bastion can get up here without a TP, loop, jump, and get spray. Now, admittedly, this doesn't have a lot of strong control over the point, but the health pack over here and this backline control is really useful. Also, if you get up here, they like say you've got the point, and you can get up here. Getting a Bastion up here is just brutal. It's a throat stomp. Same thing with Torbjorn. If you can get like a turret thrown over here and a Torbjorn up there, oh, and best part, it's not glitchy. It's not against the rules or anything like that. So yeah, there's lots of different ways to roll out. So like you can see Tracer's coming over here, Sojourn's coming over there, Ana's coming right down the same spot, or Kiriko. I would hope that the tank and, is it Mercy? Yeah, that someone else would take a different route. Just as far as pathing goes. Likewise on our team, it looks like we're all about ready to funnel through what I want to call the Bronze Gate, which means we're all just going to get lit up by a projectile. So just a little bit about coming out of spawn. Yep, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 people right in the same spot. Junkrat's going around. Okay. Junkrat getting some good angles, but not getting anything effective yet because the team's on the way other side. Okay. This Junkrat positioning is high risk, high reward, but it's also really effective because as soon as any of these shots start landing, oh my goodness, what a Junkrat day. Oh, Junk. If Junkrat had just hit 2 out of 5 nades in each sleeve, that's going to force the team to flip around instead of just pushing straight W into the face of the team. They're going to have to turn around and deal with Junkrat and deal with everybody. Overall, that's one thing that I want all the players on JV to focus on, is how can I be a threat to the other team? For example, a smart player trying to eliminate a problematic tank isn't just going to dump a lot of damage in the tank. They're going to say, okay, where's the Ana? Okay, take out the Ana, and then they'll go dive characters to dive the Ana, or long range to out long range the Ana, things like that. So you want to make sure to get effective value from that. Because if you're not a threat, the team can just if you're not a threat, the opponents can just ignore you. It's like right there, Mercy. She's not getting eliminations. She's not doing a ton of damage, but she just brought back their most deadly damage dealer, who has a very oppressive high ground spot right here for our team to walk into. Now our team's going this way around, decent. Problem is the team is spread everywhere. So let's see how we're doing. Trying to come through the main gate, and honestly, coming through the main gate is fine. Hanzo getting an off angle, but we need Hanzo to get some damage in. Not enough to confirm an elimination or to force any kind of cooldowns. Yeah, and Kiriko's just sitting there, just casting away. She's chilling. Lamp down, soldier down, and that Orisa is spear deep into the back line, just going crazy. And there goes Baptiste, which really just leaves Hanzo, Zarya. And here's the crazy thing. The Sojourn wasn't even doing all that work. The Sojourn is, I'm pretty sure that's their carry character, if I'm not mistaken. It could be the Tracer. I've been wrong before. So now, at 82%, and the whole team's in spawn, we got to look at full collective speed, because they've been holding things so far, and we're running that way. Uh-oh. We got the Tracer, but we're not going to have time to get to the point. At that point, you need a Lucio, or a Tracer type. There's another one down. Reaper with a clutch TP might get it. Yep, okay. But by that point, literally the rest of the team is dead. Oh, the Hanzo's still alive, but Hanzo got taken out. So now it's a 2v1. Reaper doesn't stand a chance. Sorry, 2v5. 1v5. So, with that one, I'm going to take a break after this one and kind of get into the next bit. But, yeah, you basically want to make sure that you're creating threats from whatever role you have. The Orisa was deadly because, they could get spear deep way back into the back line and didn't really get eliminated for it. The Kiriko was pumping out healing like crazy and never having to move or use Suzu. The soldier, if you looked at the top, they were basically holding ults that entire round just in case. So we want to force them to expend ults. We want to force them to move. We want to force them to either change position or attack a target. But yeah, that's the first round. I'm going to take a quick break in between, and I'll be back with the push map.